Welcome back to the first ever post-season Jurassic Thoughts podcast. It is a beautiful day in Washington, D.C. right now. It's 31 degrees and sunny. I'm going to walk to campus today. Things are looking up. Dan, before we get into everything, how's it going, buddy? How are you?
Good. Very good. Figuring out some logistics for moving out at the end of the year, which we've touched upon off cam a little bit. So I'm getting pretty excited looking at some places right now. I guess the only thing I need to do is find an actual job. And then we should be good.
I'm with you there, brother.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So it's also beautiful out here in Toronto. It's 21 degrees at the moment. A little bit gloomy, but nice weather for a change, which is great. So I will be outside.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you when I fly back this weekend. Should be fine. We got our Raps starting their first playoffs in, I believe, 3 years. And man, it's just an exciting time sports wise. Obviously the Leafs shit the bed this year, but looks like they may have tanked just enough to keep their pick, but also in classic Leafs fashion, most likely what will happen is Boston gets the 6th pick, which is the first one they're actually eligible to get. I know you were at a couple Jays games in the past couple weeks, and both were shitters, I'm pretty sure, just blowouts. So the Jays are just so beat up right now. It's sort of, you can't really judge them. You got to give them a couple months to get healthy. But we have our Raps, man, and the roller coaster of the season, the ups and downs, and you finished 5th. Like, I think if you and I talked, I'd have to go back and listen to our preseason previews and everything. But if you told us that we would finish in the 5th seed, I'd say we would think that was like a home run of a season. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. It's funny because I think we were a game and a half out of 9th, so it could have spun.
Let's not quibble with it.
It happened the way that it happened, so we end up with the 5th, which is huge. I don't know why Atlanta tanked. I'd love to know the front office justification for that. Maybe they think they fare better against the Knicks. Who knows? I'm not complaining at all because in our situation, as you and I have discussed at nauseum, we definitely look much better against the Cavs, albeit without a healthy
Or Dan,
Cavs.
Counter, Atlanta probably just assumed Orlando could do something against Boston's D team.
Which they thought wrong. And it's hilarious too
because that's all that needed to happen, dude. Like, Atlanta could have lost, we could have won, but if Orlando beats Boston, then Atlanta still gets number 5.
How does that work though? Because
it's some bullshit of it's something to do with division winners and how Atlanta won the division. That's how it would have came down, but wow. It doesn't matter, obviously, because Orlando, wow, what a game 82 for those guys.
And this has been if they make the Desmond Bay trade at the beginning of the year, and I told you they finished 9th, or they 8th?
Yes, 8th.
If I told you they finished 8th after giving away 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bain, do you believe me? In this Eastern Conference where Indiana's not competitive?
No, dude. I think coming into the year, I think I had Knicks, Cavs, and them as the 3 favorites for me. Obviously, I didn't see Boston. Detroit, I thought would be good, but not this fucking good. But no, those were the 3, and Orlando just a mix of poor health and Jamal Mosley will be gone in a week. I can almost guarantee that. So they'll have to restart there, but. No, very disappointing for Magic fans this year. I can't believe they finished 8th and have to play in Philly. A game they should win, I would say, without Embiid. But still, then you get Boston and you're just sent home in max 5, right? So
yeah, I think
really disappointing first season for them.
I actually think there's a world where they don't even get past Philly and they lose to Charlotte. I think that's actually something that could happen. They just look bad.
As long as we get the Charlotte-Detroit first round, I'll be happy. So I am so pulling for Charlotte tomorrow and whoever they play on Friday because I need the Detroit-Charlotte first round series because it'll just be so much fun and physical and gritty. That will be awesome.
Do we know Cade's status? Is he good for...
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
Okay, perfect.
He's already back, dude.
That's
great.
He
played at least one before the end of the year.
Nice. Okay.
All right, well, let's get into some Toronto talk. So basically, the plan for this week, Dan and I today are gonna go just recap the last three games and sort of recap the whole regular season. We're gonna touch on our Cavs matchup a bit, but we're gonna save the meat and potatoes of the preview and things. We're gonna hop back on the pod before Game 1 on Saturday. Of course, we get the Saturday 1 p.m. slot. That's fine. That'll be fine. But yeah, we're gonna preview and do an extended pod Friday, probably Friday. But today is more so just regular season as a whole, grading sort of players and how we sort of just reflecting on the year and seeing where we sort of end up with what we thought happened and what actually did. But as always, we'll start with recapping the games. And these three games were important, man. Like, we were on the fence of having to go into the stupid play-in. I know after the Kings game, we were at an all-time low, thinking, "Oh fuck, we just fucked ourselves, and now we're in the play-in." I could have bet you so much money that we would miss the playoffs by a game and be that Kings game, but we showed some resolve. We had some help around the league, and let's start with the second Miami game because, like we said last pod, those two Miami games were billed for weeks as huge playoff-like games, and we swept them. We swept them this season series. Miami looked dog shit, but we took care of business, man. So April 9th, the second game, it was a bit more competitive, but Raps still won 128 to 114. Dan, where do you want to start on this one?
So it's interesting because the first Miami game, it was just bad play as a whole from Miami. Honestly, like just from top to bottom, like start the second half, it was just really bad. This one, they hit shots. Like I think they shot over 50% from the field, and I think they shot like like at least like yeah, and it seemed like 40 like they hit a good amount of threes, or they were shooting efficiently.
They shot 56% from the field this game.
There you go, and honestly, fundamentally they were making a lot of mistakes, which is unlike Heat culture, right? Like I think there was a total of when I looked at the box score, like 3 or 4 stocks between the whole team for the whole game, which is very uncharacteristic of Heat culture. You know, classic smothering defense, lots of team defense. Like, did not look like that at all. They turned the ball over a bunch compared to I think it was like 4 turnovers or something like that. So
15
like it was
to 6.
Yeah, man. Like it's like we were way more fundamentally sound, and if you just look at the splits, I think for shooting, it wasn't that far apart. Although like they missed a lot of free throws again, that's a fundamental part of the game. Just hitting the 3 points, missing like.
I will say though, we did have 20 more total free throws than Miami did, and they were getting fucking pissed.
We did, yeah. and of course that definitely plays a big role. But they only hit 57% of their free throws.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. You know, you can get upset, but take the 3 points as they come. Yeah, man, this isn't. Not to focus too much on Miami, but this just isn't the same Miami culture team that we're used to seeing in the East. And I know, like we talked about in the last pod, you know, anti-taking culture. But how far are you gonna go? First of all, with this Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo core,
it's pathetic.
It seems
man.
like it's just not working. And then, especially for a team like us, where Miami, I think we swept them in the season. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
That shouldn't have happened. Like we beat bad teams, and Miami's not necessarily a bad team. They have enough intel to at least squeak one against us. This just is not a good team. And they had all their guys playing. Again, they saw what we did in the first game. They made no adjustments. They just hit a little bit more shots. They're a little bit more efficient, but again, fundamentally, just pretty abysmal. Not to take away from BI's performance either. Again, fantastic. 38 points. I think that's season high, I want to say, or did he have 41 games?
I don't know. High.
Yeah,
it was season high.
Yeah, and then CMB was perfect from the field. What a game from the guy, man. Fuck yeah. I love when CMB plays like this. Just very aggressive offensively. Again, only in 22 minutes. 17 points. That's pretty solid stuff. Yeah, man. Like, we didn't need to play Jakob a whole lot in this one. It seemed like we got off a pretty good jump in the first half, and then we just kind of rode it from there. Not that we parked the bus, but we didn't need to have our guys in as long as we needed to another game. So this was a good win, convincing win to solidify us in that top 6 seed, because I think it was after this win, it was really, we had to lose to the Nets to not make it, which obviously
exactly
anything's possible. We've done it before, but it was good. It was reassuring at least. So
Yeah. No, great sort of recap there. Yeah, BI 38, 7 and 7, 13 to 23 from the field, 10 of 11 from the line. Unreal. Encouraging because, they build, like I said, these Heat games as big playoff games, and he really, really showed up. Probably his best game of the year. I'd have to go back, but it was obviously a season high with 7 boards, seven dimes as well, and just shot it great at the same time. RJ didn't shoot well, but he poured in 22, and he big factor in the free throw discrepancy. He had 10 with BI's 11. CMB, dude, and Jacoby. I was literally thinking if the Raptors rebrand, which I'm pretty sure both of us really want because we're so tired of these fucking Arrow chevron jerseys. If they rebrand, if I were to get another jersey, it would be I would think Jacoby or CMB because I'm just loving what I've seen from both of them this year. Devlin said on the pod, Dan, or on the broadcast, Jacoby is the second best three-point shooter since the All-Star break with a minimum 100 attempts. Mind-blowing, dude. Absolutely insane.
The only problem is he should be shooting more.
Yeah, and that's funny. I think we went over his 3 points attempts last week, and it's 3.7. It's about the same as last year. Let's get that to 5 next year, man. Yeah. Let's get that number up because you look at our team, we are so starving for a 3-point shooter, and maybe that's why I'm loving Jacoby's. Jacoby had 7 points this game. It's not like he did anything crazy, but just having a shooter, Dan, that can hit some fucking threes. I'm just oh my god, this is the best player ever with our team because it's so starving for that stuff. But yeah, and also I want to point out this game with Bi became. In someone's first year as a Raptor, he is now the guy with the most points in his first year. He passed
Kawhi.
Oh, I forget. Kawhi was 3, and I forget who's now 2. But Bi became the number 1 guy in total points for his first year's Raptor. Kind of cool, especially just in our lifetime. The Kawhi piece of it. Obviously, Kawhi played 60 games. Bi's played a lot more than that. So if Kawhi had played more, the averages would have put Kawhi as number 1, but still cool, man, because we have such fond memories of the Kawhi season, and for Bi to if we had come into the year and we had set with Bi's injury history, Bi will have the highest number of points in a first season Raptors history. We would have been surprised, I think, and just saying that's an awesome best case scenario for the season as a whole.
Was it Rudy Gay?
No, it was an older guy, dude. I want to say
Antonio Davis.
I don't want to get it wrong. So
it was a free agent, right? That came in.
Alvin Williams either played with him or knew of, or because Alvin was on the broadcast and he was talking about him. Yeah. Ah, shit. I forget it.
It's
interesting. It's easy to find. Yeah. Quick came back, or not? He was back the first Miami game too, but only 23 minutes. We're gonna touch on him a bit today, but more so Friday because he is dealing with now a hamstring strain. He left the Nets game, and his status for round 1 is definitely up in the air. Scotty didn't do much. He only played 24 minutes, but like you said, CMB, man, 7 of 7 from the field, 3 of 3 from the line, 3 stocks, 17 and 8. Just so impressive, dude. I've just loved the CMB experience so much, and honestly, in terms of the summer, I don't know many guys I would include CMB in a package for. To me, I want him to be a foundational building block. On the defensive end, he's already amazing. Him and Scotty can really cause problems there. We've touched on stuff he could add offensively, but for a rookie season, man, I don't really know what more he could have done for me to be so in on the CMB future.
Mm-hmm. I think with a redraft of this past year, he maybe goes top 5. Maybe. Depends how you rank. Or, excuse me, top 6.
Probably goes 6.
Yeah.
I'd say, I don't know, Ace's shot making is pretty impressive. I think it is.
Will
that be a winning player? We'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not sold at all on Ace. Yeah.
Well, I know because you traded him away, so that's why.
Well, I just don't you know what I mean? It's fine.
I'm sorry, you traded for him.
So
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, that's what it was. You were out on Ace as soon as VJ dropped 40 in the opener. That's when you were out on Ace for the whole season.
I still don't like VJ either. I don't like either of them. I respect VJ's game more than Ace's because I just don't think Ace will be a winning player. And I think VJ's proven that he can help a team win already. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this was a good draft. There was a lot of fun rookies this year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The top 5 is, like, generational. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Generational?
Cooper, Dylan, VJ, Khan. Okay, if remove Ace, top 4. Like, pretty crazy.
Well, yeah. I got to see. I know
Cooper
Dylan
looks like he's going to be a Hall of Famer, like, already.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, it's easy when you're taking 25 shots a game. I'm not taking anything away from Cooper. He's had a fantastic rookie year. It's just easy when you're the first overall pick. You're already a talented player, and then the franchise hands you the keys saying, we're going to be shit, but go ahead and drop 50 every night if you can. That helps a lot. Like, Khan, I love. You know me. VJ looks good. Sometimes guys have their best year in the rookie year, too.
Yeah.
Harper played a role well.
Harper, I would just say it's just opportunity, right? Like, it's a smaller role, but Tim Legler made this point on Bill Sims' pod. If Harper was on the Wizards, dude, he could easily be the Rookie of the Year this year. Like, if he had the opportunity to go crazy.
It's probably like 17, 7, and 7 or something stupid.
Yeah. Just to bookend.
Was it Mighty Mouse? Damon Stoudemire? I'm
might have
curious
been.
about this.
It might have been, dude. Yeah.
He was a rookie because we drafted him. So.
Most points in first season. Now I'm googling it.
I'm just curious.
Mike James. That's who it was.
Mike James. Okay.
Mike James. I was gonna say Mo. I knew it was an M. It was Mike James. Okay. All right. Bookend the Miami game. Bam had a way better game, 24, 11, and 8, 9 of 14. He was getting really frustrated with the whistle. Harrow didn't really do much. He came out strong. Wow. Like, Miami went out to That's a run. Ironic. It was like, what?
Bam getting frustrated with the whistle?
What is? Oh. Yeah. Harrow came out strong. Like, the Heat were up like 10-2 in the first time out, and then ever since then we sort of took over. So Harrow was good at the first couple minutes, then didn't do much. Davion at 15 and 11, 7 and 9, just a nice player. Again, we've gone back and forth on this, like, just at the money. I'll just take Shed, but that's a purely money thing. I'd say Davion's a little bit better of a player, but if I can get 90% of that from Shed at his cap, I'll take that. In terms of overall stats, we already touched on field goal. We shot 43% from 3. Miami was 40%. We shot 79% from the line. Miami, as you said, Dan, was 57%, and we had 20 more free throws than they did in a game. We won by 14. Pretty significant factor. The only other one, like you said, is Miami had 9 more turnovers than we did, and we turned that into 15 more points off turnovers. So we got to the line, we took advantage of their mistakes, and we really cruised. Like, Miami made a bit of a run in the third quarter. They outscored us by 7 in that one. We had to weather it a bit, and then we sort of just got back on track, and BI made some tough shots and just cruised. Like, it wasn't too much of a stressful game. And yeah, in a game that was still, hindsight's 2020, but very, very important. So huge to get this sweep. Miami, I think, their season will be over tomorrow night when they play Charlotte. I think it's pathetic what's happening to them. I think Pat Riley might be washed. And I'm very curious to see what their summer looks like, because it just screams we're going to trade everything for Giannis and hope. But honestly, dude, I don't know what they can offer, because I don't really see like that many tasty assets that Milwaukee would really want. But hey, maybe they're Kalel Ware pilled, and they just need to get a taste or something. I don't know.
What I was going to say, especially when Kalel's playing 11 minutes, you're not really doing a great job advertising him to the Bucks. But
Miami, with one of the best coaches ever, hates Kalel Ware, but we know our Doc Rivers replacement. He can unlock him.
And then another little side note, and this is a fun little stat. We've beaten the Heat by no less than double digits every single game this year.
They suck, dude. They fucking crazy. Suck. Like, what? They are the worst. Oh, I was going to bring this up. They are the worst situation to be right now. Like, at least with us, we've we improved by 16 wins this year, dude. That's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's still not great to be a low playoff seed, but we're still on the upward trajectory, right? The Heat have stagnated at this play-in spot and just have refused to go in a direction. I saw this awesome graphic. It's three guys. One guy's going right, and he's the Atlanta Hawks. One guy's going left, and he's the Bulls. So it's the guy going left is to the lottery, the guy to the right's to the playoffs, and then the guy in the middle is holding both, trying to drag them down into the hole that says the play-in, and it's the Heat. Just an awesome graphic, and just the Heat are like, where are our buddies going? They're not with us anymore. So really, really funny. And the Heat, I don't even know, dude. They are just disgusting to me, and it's the worst place to be in the NBA is in the middle, and that's where they found themselves for like it seems like the fourth year in a row. And now they don't have Jimmy Butler who can turn it on in the play-in and like upset the number one seed Milwaukee Bucks. Like they're a team I think massive changes should be coming in the summer, but who knows if Pat Riley can still do that type of thing, man. So we'll see.
The only
you have anything else on the Heat? Yeah.
Well, just like the Heat as an organization, the only upside I think they have is they have all their picks, so they haven't done anything stupid quite yet for the future. Bam is an attractive asset, I believe, still to some teams that are in need of
100%
center. So like they could, you know, they do a big wash. They could get some assets in return. The Harrow thing, I think they fucked up. They probably should have got rid of him last year when he had another year on his contract. Now they're, you know, like he's entering free agency like this upcoming year. Are they going to extend him? Probably not. If they want to give him $40 million, I don't think any team wants to give him $40 million. Kalel is definitely still a somewhat attractive asset as a young center who can knock down the three ball. Powell, I think, is expiring at the end of this year, I believe. So I don't know if I don't know if they're going to give him money or what the situation is there. Otherwise, that's another lost asset. I agree. They are in a fucking awful spot when it comes to just managerial decision making and figuring out the direction of this team. But they could have a quick turnaround and just become a developing team and just unload the guys that are not gonna be part of the future for this team. But they do.
I would agree with you, but
yeah.
But I would counter and say like they never tanked and they just refused to do that. So I really don't know what the move is.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I actually can't remember a high Heat pick in the last decade, let alone since Dwayne Wade. I honestly don't remember the last time they took like a high top 5 or top 6 pick. I can't recall a time.
But yeah, their whole thing is like hitting on the 18th pick. Like, you know, Hawkes had a great rookie year and then has like stagnated. He's pretty meh now.
Yeah.
Ware has shown flashes, but they don't play him. Yakashonis was, I know my guy Sam Vecini he had him in like the same tier as CMB. I have not seen enough of Yakashonis to like really have an opinion, but it's not. I haven't seen him been like lighting the world on fire this year or anything. Harrow was like the 14th pick. Yeah, man. Like it's just they trust their. I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into Miami, but I'll be definitely monitoring them this summer because, dude, if the Raptors were in the play-in like 4 years in a row, I'd be on hell watch. It's the worst place to be.
Yeah, I think actually, you know what? I think their last top 5 pick was Dion Waiters in 2012. I think that's actually.
And on that note,
I can't recall another time because they attract free agents, right? Like it was LeBron era after that, and then fuck, man, like, yeah.
Do you have anything else on the Heat game, or you want to move on?
No, let's move on.
All right. Next day, back-to-back in Madison Square Gardens, which a lot of people, including myself, I'm assuming you as well, thought it was a little prelude to the series. I thought for sure we'd be playing the Knicks. So I wasn't watching this game like too intently because IQ was out, RJ was out, so not full, and CMB was out, so not full strength at all. Shed and Jacoby started. Knicks won 112-95, completing the season sweep over Toronto 5-0. I believe it's up to 12 in a row, Dan. It's something disgusting and really embarrassing. But where do you want to start on this one, with the caveat being the Raptors were not fully healthy whatsoever?
Well, I think knowing that the guys who played the game prior, everyone played, I think we just conceded this. Like we're like, what's the point in risking injury for some guys
definitely prioritized health.
Slightly banged up, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting a win. Like, OG also only played 15 minutes in this one too. So
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, I don't know what the betting odds were for this one, but I'm sure it was astronomically low for the Knicks to win. I don't know, dude. Like this was just like a game we knew we were gonna lose, so I think we prepared for that in advance. And Jacoby,
it definitely was like once the news broke of all we have to do is beat the Nets to make the playoffs. It was like okay, like let's just prioritize. Like okay, 5 seed, 6 seed. It's also really unlikely we'll get the 5. Like whatever, we're gonna sit RJ. Quick has been dealing with stuff for about a month now. It's actually getting like it's go time, and we have no idea if he can be anything like positive in the coming week. But yeah, it was, dude. We had 5 points 6 minutes into the game. 5 points. Yeah. We had nothing close to enough offense. We had 36 first half points, Dan. 36. Yeah, it's just like it's just not enough. Like without Quick and honestly RJ, because RJ will fucking drive to the rim, and this is where the whole thing we've discussed about like trading RJ, which we want, but then who the hell is like attacking the rim? Because it's really RJ on our team. That's like the only one who does. BI was, again, I know he's actually averaged a good like his average against the Knicks this year has been awesome. This was not it. And Kat was just destroying Jakob, dude. And Yak was selling so hard. He played 19 minutes, had 4 points. Kat was eating him every fucking time. Whenever he got switched on a guard on the perimeter, it was just disgusting. Raptors Twitter was like, okay, if we play the Knicks, I'm not kidding, like CMB has to start it, which is, I started thinking about, and I'd love your opinion. Do you think Darko, who's the players coach, who, you know, is buddy, do you think he'd have the balls to bench his freshly extended $28 million center for his rookie against the Knicks in round 1 if we had played them?
I don't know how he doesn't, to be honest. Like, if you want to win, that's the best option here. And also, Sam, because Cat's not really a true 5. If it's Mitchell Robinson starting, you have definitely more of a reason to start Jakob. So you can get away with an undersized 5 against Cat because
it's
he's
funny,
in the perimeter more so than not.
It's funny you say that because I literally was thinking, okay, well, Darko could sell it as like how Mitchell robs his game wrecker off the bench, and like that's where we need Yak. But it's so funny you say that because I had the exact same thought.
Yeah. You want someone athletic and who's more mobile to guard Cat on the perimeter than Jakob, like you said, who's just getting cooked every time. And he's going to get injured, quite frankly.
It was so
bad. Like Cat. Yeah, and I don't know if you mentioned this, but BI offer from the line in 4 attempts.
Yeah,
that's hard to
dude,
do when you're like an 80% free throw shooter. Dude, that's pretty bad.
I don't really have like too much on this game because it did seem like we didn't really care about it as much. Jacoby 4-7 from 3, loved that. Scotty 15 4 and 5. Like I will say, Dan, and I'm actually so excited to get playoff data for the Scotty Barnes era again because we had the rookie Scotty playoff series against Philly, but that was Fred Siakam OG. Like that was the old guard, and whatever Scotty did was gravy. I'm so pumped to see Scotty's playoff numbers in a week because, Dan, if we're getting these 15 4 and 5 games, it's going to be a problem. Like those are not good enough. He's done it a lot in regular season. Same with BI, but like BI, we sort of already have those questions, dude. Scotty's the face of our franchise, and if he's not putting up, I would venture 22 7 and 7. Does that seem reasonable? To me, that seems reasonable, and to actually do well, that's what we're gonna need. If he's doing these ho hum bullshit games, dude, it's gonna be a talking point, and I'm very excited to see what that looks like against Cleveland in the next week or so.
Yeah, I agree. 22 7 and 7 is definitely very much doable as a playoff average for at least the series. And you know what, too? He's always played pretty well against Mobley. I don't know if they're going to be guarding each other.
I was thinking okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna when we do that. That was literally when I saw it was Cleveland. I kind of was thinking, I think Scotty, like, he fucking gets up to play Mobley, dude. He really does. Yeah,
Well, because he
I
knows
totally
he
agree.
was one pick ahead in
Yep.
the draft, and I think he
Yep.
carries that chip. Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd love that, to be honest, just because Mobley's not as much of a factor offensively than other guys that I'd like Scotty to have more attention towards. But we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. It's also, and this is adverse. Like we say, oh, we haven't seen a fully healthy Cavs team with like this. Adversely, they haven't seen a fully healthy our team with Harden and all that. Not that they were healthy. But yeah. We'll do a full. We'll do a full
on
breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Friday, we're gonna go through like the season series and like what that sort of looked like. But dude, all those games were done before December. Like those were early ass games. These two teams are not like that was a lifetime ago. It's gonna be very different. But yeah. Just to like bookend like Sandro back to the Knicks game, 17-8 off the bench, 5-9. That's great. I really have all the confidence in the world that Sandro will be a positive bench player for us in the playoffs. But yeah, dude, Brunson 29 on 12 of 18. It's the same old story. We just have no answer for him. And Cat 22 and 10 on 8 of 12. Pretty dominant for a 22 and 10 game. And it just, the second quarter was 29 to 15 for the Knicks, and that was the game. And again, when you know that all you have to do is beat Brooklyn, I kind of get why it's like you take your. I don't like condone it, but I'm just saying like I sort of understand why that happened. You don't prioritize it. As soon as you get punched in the mouth, it's like, okay, let's just beat Brooklyn and let the chips fall where they may. I don't take too much away from this game, if I'm being honest. Like it's sort of the streak of the Knicks is the part that sucks ass, where it's now 12, 13 in a row, whatever the number is. OG's still undefeated, but it's in the grand scheme of this season. This is a game I don't have too many thoughts on, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. They also played, I think, like every guy possible on their bench. I think like 12 players played in this game for them.
Yeah, Knicks shot 55% to the Raps 49%. The Knicks shot the three like ass, 26% to our 40, which again was sort of like that Boston game recently when it's like, oh fuck, we outshot them from three and still lost. Not a good sign. Free throws, Knicks had 7 more. We didn't shoot it great because BI, like you said, was 0 for 4. The Knicks were plus 18 in points in the paint. That's a Jakob thing. Plus 15 in points off turnovers, just a bit sloppy. So yeah, like, missing 2 of our starters with Yak. It's sort of like I don't even want to call him a starter, but he did. And CMB, I don't really have much else on this one, to be honest.
No.
If you have stuff, let's talk about it. But if not, I'm good to move on.
It's just, sorry, 13 guys played on the Knicks, which is fucked.
Yeah.
I don't even know how it's really possible.
Yeah. Well, it's possible when the game's over in the fourth quarter, so you can just empty your bench. But
imagine like the 13th guy on the bench is getting called on. Like who's this? Trey Jamison.
There's some guy like Dewara, like Ariel Hawk Purdy had like a dunk. Like, dude.
Soch played.
Well, that's a great transition, Dan, if you're done, because now we can go into the Brooklyn Nets on Sunday.
Perfect.
I'm good to go through this game in like 3 minutes. The Raps won 136 to 101. They were minus 23.5 favorites heading into this game and actually hit that by a large number. Do you have anything worthwhile to discuss on this Brooklyn shit show?
I mean, everyone played, all 15 guys in the Raptors. So I don't know if that's like a feat for this year. I don't think any game we've had where all 15 guys that are eligible to play have played. Okay, so this is my thing. I understand you want to win the game, obviously, to solidify the playoff win or seeding. Why is Quickly isn't healthy? So like for him to say, I'm gonna give it all I got.
Yes.
But like, why would he play? He's worse. Like this was a game where before you couldn't really see it. I think in the games against Miami when he came back, like this one I was like, he actually is making it a little bit worse. He's not by much. Because he's not doing a whole lot. But like if Shed was in there, I think Shed administers a little bit more offense. He's obviously better defensively. It's just weird that we chose to start him, knowing that he's not really like. I actually think we're doing ourselves a negative by starting him over Shed. Granted,
I will say, like,
yeah,
hindsight's 2020 because Orlando probably thought the exact same thing when they took Desmond Bane out after 6 minutes and like put him back in the fourth. Like you can have that, but if Brooklyn goes on if they start shooting it well, and it's like fuck, it's the third quarter and we're down 10, palms get a little sweaty, right? Like I get what you're saying, like prioritizing this next stretch, but this was obviously a must-win game. Quickly is going to try and suit up for that every time. It sucks. Like he's been dealing with the plantar fasciitis, and now it's not apparently, like it's related to his now hamstring strain. They're calling it day to day. And this is another thing, Dan, where it's so huge we don't have the plan because he has a nice 5 days off. Hopefully they can, do as much. It's a hamstring strain, right? You can't do much. This is what Luka has in LA. Lucas is obviously a lot worse. It's like grade 2, and he's going to be out. The Lakers are toast. Like now, him and Reeves are done. They're going to lose, and it's pretty pathetic that they still have the primetime slot on Saturday over like Minnesota, Denver. But that's a conversation for another time. But yeah, dude, like we're going to be the underdogs against the Cavs. If Quickly is compromised, that's obviously a gigantic loss. We'll touch on that Friday when we have a bit more of an idea, maybe another update or two. But yeah, like I don't blame him for wanting to suit up. I get your point of saying it might have been a disservice with making it worse. But at the same time, if we had pulled in Orlando and lost this game, Dan, we would be going fucking crazy if Quick suited up tonight. And we were like, why the hell didn't you on Sunday?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair point. Just as thinking a little bit further ahead, for this particular matchup against the Cavs, not sure. Like, of course, Quick's offense and three-point shooting is going to be the biggest loss with him out, but shed on Harden doesn't seem that bad. I know Harden's a motherfucker with exploiting fouls and stuff like this, so that's definitely going to happen.
So I don't want to start Shed, but this is, again, a convo for Friday.
Yeah.
I want to start Jacoby, but
yeah, I mean, like, that would be great if we have a true one, but we don't.
Scotty Barnes?
Bro.
Scotty Barnes, anyone?
Okay, we've seen Point Scotty before. I just don't.
And I love Point Scotty.
But there's no sense in experimenting with this when that hasn't really been the case the whole year.
So to curve back to Brooklyn, I'd like to point out Scotty Barnes with 18, 12, and 12. Yeah. I believe it's his 9th career triple-double with 4 stocks. He shot 8 of 11. My one note from this game, Dan, offense was like a hot knife through butter. Can we please end the regular season? I'm so tired of playing like these dog shit teams. We've touched on it, man. It's just not fun. Like even destroying them. It's like, oh, nice. Like who did we beat? Ben Saraf, Drake Powell, Eric Liddell. Like who like
Sam?
This means nothing to me.
You know it's sad when they didn't even have 3 of their first round picks playing in this one. Demon didn't play. Buddy, whatever the
Wolf.
fuck, the big Wolf, yeah, he didn't play, and then I forgot the other fucker's name.
It's just dude. It's like, oh, they've wanted the season to end 4 months ago. So great, yeah, we got the win. Nice. Fuck you, Brooklyn. Fuck all these tanking teams. I really hope Silver destroys them. I don't think he will. Again, that's a topic for another time.
Utah first, and we can work our way down.
Yeah. I hope so. Just for your crash out, I hope that happens. BI 25-9, 7-10, just awesome. And that's sort of like, to me, that's the bar of what he has to put up in the next however many games. RJ 26 on 9-15. Like again, this Brooklyn defense was absolutely pathetic. In terms of the game, Raps shot what? Okay, guess what the Rap shot from the field. It's actually outrageous.
65%.
One off, 64%. 64%. Brooklyn shot 41%. Raps were 44% from 3. Brooklyn 27%. Both teams shot 22 of 29 from the line, so dead even there. Raps were plus 15 in assists. The Nets had 0 blocks. It was 8 blocks to none. Raps 72 points in the paint. Brooklyn 44. Raps 40 fast break points. Brooklyn 10. It's just, dude, like, it's just pathetic. I don't have anything else to say. I don't care. Yes, we got the win. The biggest thing from this day, obviously, was Orlando losing and us jumping into 5th. But yeah. I'd rather just move on. Unless you have anything else, no. I'd rather move on to, like, overall regular season thoughts and sort of grading each guy. Because this is nothing to me. And, wow, is Brooklyn ever pathetic.
Sorry, just on the note of no blocks. The Knicks game, there were 0 blocks from both teams, which is kind of interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Yeah. So you're good on Brooklyn? You good?
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go through sort of what we did this in midseason. We graded.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again. But for the main players, not like the Elijah Martins or the AJ Lawsons, like that's whatever. It's going to be the main players, Darko and Bobby, okay? So I'll read the stats. You give me, so grade on the whole season, and then I'll sort of pick your brain and see where I agree or disagree. All right, Scott. We'll start with Scotty. 80 games, 18 points, 7.5 boards, 6 assists, 51% from the field, 30% from 3, 82% from the line.
So obviously,
I'll guess I should read his defensive stuff first. 1.4 steals and 1.5 blocks.
Like, obviously, that sounds fantastic, and I think he did take a leap. I mean, we're competitive now. We're like a half decent team, so like that all sounds good. I know you and I talked about we still wanted more, a little bit more points from Scotty. The 3-point shooting doesn't seem to be improving. It seems pretty stagnant at 30. Like hovering around that spot there. I'm gonna give Scotty an A- because he was still great. He was our best player, far by our best player. It's just there was something, he's capable of more. So like, of course, any other player averaging this, it would be fantastic and would be so satisfied and content. But just because we know that Scotty can do more, he still hasn't even fully tapped into his maximum potential yet. I'm gonna go A-, leaning towards an A, but I'll sit at A-.
I'm dead on with you. A-. He played 80 games. Awesome. Yeah. He's an all-world defender. He's literally going to be first team all defense and has a case for defensive player of the year. I think they'll give it to Wemby, but he definitely has a case. Like you said, the points has gone down now 2 years in a row. And the boards and assists have pretty stagnated as well. You know, he's only 24, so I'm not like saying this is who he is, not a fucking chance. He has like 6 more years where he could elevate. But yeah, like I don't think this is Scotty at his peak. I think there's a lot more he can like do night to night. I get the burden on the defensive end is so huge. I totally understand that, but you know, I would like a season he averages 20 points. Like I for one of our 2 best players, I definitely would like that. The 3-point shooting to me is gravy. Like if he gets that or not, whatever. But I would like him a bit more aggressive. I get it. He's taking the burden on the other end is so large, especially with how our roster is constructed. But I do think there's definitely more to get in regards to like what he can put up. But again, 80 games. I thought he gave a shit all year. He always looked like he was, you know, pushing the pace, taking the defensive, like the top option on the other team and like relishing in it. I love Scotty, dude. Like, I really hope he has a good playoff series against the Cavs. But yeah, I obviously I hope there's more that he'll grow into, but I'm not like mad at his season. I think it was 80 games of all-world defense with, you know, on like teetering with triple-double stuff. A- sounds great to me. Definitely.
I think, and just to build onto your point, the 2 biggest things I wish he just did more, both obviously come on the offensive end. I know you said like anything gravy with 3-point shooting. I just think if he actually developed a league average 35% 3-point shot, that would make
That's asking a lot though, dude.
It's a lot. I'm not saying it's not. It's just I think it would actually make things easier for him on the defensive end because now he can he's exerting a lot of energy offensively when he's playing bully ball and either like backing the guy down or he's running the off. Like having a lethal 3-point shot that you can actually rely on, I think would be huge for him in terms of just saving that energy on the offensive end where like they make guys come to you and then the whole floor opens up as opposed to like them being like, fuck it, take it. Like you're not going to make it. You know, like
no, I 100% agree.
That would be something I would love to see him polish. And then also just wanting to score down the stretch, like being like, I know Bi it was kind of agreed upon before the start of the season. He's going to be our one option, but if Scotty just had more fucking like wantingness to score the rock, That would also be really nice to see. So like teams aren't just tripling BI when it's like 4 minutes left in the game, and then we have to like have some bullshit.
What has been our constant sort of criticism of Scotty this year is his passiveness, right? Like
yeah.
it's Scotty, like we know you can do more than 12, 4, and 3, right? Like those are the games that drive us crazy. Great point. I totally agree. Like it's just like the aggression. We would love to see some more. 100%.
Yeah.
Before we move off Scotty, I'm gonna read you his rookie playoff stats against Philly. 13 points. 9 boards, 4.3 assists, 1 steal. He shot 43% from the field, 17% from 3, and 81% from the line in 33.3 minutes per game. He did get hurt that series. He played 4 games, started 3. So it's just sort of fun to look back at like where he started his playoff career, and I can't wait to see what those numbers look like when this season ends. But yeah. We don't have many playoff guys on our team. It's like James Harden, I'm pretty sure, has more experience than our entire roster combined. But whenever there is playoff stats to read, I will read them to you when we go through this. Do you have anything Scotty related before we move on?
No, I'm good.
Also, he was an all-star, so that's also nice recognition for him. And I do expect him. I think third-team NBA would be a home run. I don't expect that, but the all-defensive teams, if he's not there, it's a crime. It's a travesty.
Yeah.
Okay. Brandon Ingram. I think the biggest and most important stat is 77 games. Dude, he missed 5 games all year, Dan.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's actually incredible.
The most he's played in his whole career.
I think so. And this is... Honestly, like that, Jack Armstrong calls him like the silver fox. Alex McKechnie, who's one of our assistant coaches in charge of like all the medical stuff, and when Kawhi was here, he was such a big part of the load man, like doing all that. That guy needs to get his flowers, dude, because knock on wood, I feel like he does a great job with sort of these type of players who have had injury issues and really pushes them to get through the season. So great for BI and just such a. It's just awesome. We got 77 games, dude. That's really unheard of in this NBA. In terms of total stats, BI put up 21.5 points, 5.6 boards, 3.7 assists, shot 48% from the field, 38% from 3, 82% from the line. Steals and blocks were both below 1. And again, he was an all-star. Where would you rate BI this year?
I want to go... And this might be a little bit harsh. I want to go flat B. I'm gonna go B plus because he's an all-star.
I think that is low. I think that is low.
Well, I'm gonna go B plus. Like, Sam, it's just I can't give the guy anything starting with an A, knowing that we haven't beat a top 3 East team other than the Detroit that one time.
That's fair. Why doesn't Scotty get that? Why didn't you bring that point up for Scotty though?
Because Scotty has fulfilled his expectation, although he has a lot more room for improvement offensively. If we don't have Scotty, we lose exponentially more games than we do if we don't have BI. And I think that Scotty has done his side of what is expected of him. If BI, and I'm not to say that he hasn't played poorly, he's played fine. It's just we know he could do more offensively, and seeing how he handles himself down the stretch in games where we actually need him to fucking step up, he doesn't. He hasn't stepped up in a big way other than like a few times I can count on my fingers throughout the year. And it's never been against good teams or great teams. So yeah, man, like I'm gonna go B plus. He's an all-star. He efficiency wise, he looks fine on paper again, but it's easy to beat up on bad teams. He's had good games against good teams. I'm not saying he hasn't. It's just like I wanted more from him. I think we gave him an A minus or an A at the midseason, and he hasn't done anything to kind of take that and run with it. So that's kind of why I've dropped it down a notch here to B plus. Again, like it worked out, and the year was better than what we were expecting probably with BI, but we needed if for a true home run, I really needed to see him like fucking take control in these kinds of games, and he didn't. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's gonna stay at B plus.
I think that's totally fair, and I think sadly that might be that might be definitely proven more true if he has a bad series against Cleveland. I am gonna go A minus, and Dan, honestly, like solely because of 77 games played.
Yeah,
He played
fair enough.
18 last year, so he quadrupled his games played. And without him, dude, our offense was literally non-existent. It's like RJ Ball. It's pretty gross. He's so vital. Like, you know what I kind of will say, unfortunately, just because of how our roster is constructed. I mean, he would be vital on any team, like on the offensive end, but I'd say a lot of teams he would be the second option. On our team, he's the one. But yeah, I really respect him. He's talked about how a lot of days he was really banged up, but it was important to him to play. Dude, like coming off a season, he played 18 games. I know he could have came back for us last year, but we just told him to, so that number's a bit misleading. But the games played is awesome. I really respect guys who show up every day. That's, as a fan, like important to me. Yeah, dude, like as a first option that averages 21.5 points, not ideal. There's flaws in this game. I will say I thought he gave a shit on defense the entire year. That was something I think we were worried about before the year. There were not many times where I thought he didn't give a shit. Yeah, he might have, blown a coverage or let people drive by him. But like, to me, if you're trying, I can't really, get that mad at. It's the Lucas, right? That literally don't do anything on the defensive end that drive you crazy. I thought Bi really was trying on that end. Like his stats are fine. It again. I think we've talked about there's a ceiling on your team when he's your best option.
Yeah.
We've seen him against the good defenders completely shrivel this year and be a non-factor. Who are you playing in the playoffs? The best defenders. So, yes, this grade might look silly if the Cavs have their way with us and he is a shell of himself, but just for the regular season and how he showed up to work each day, I'm going to give him his flowers, A minus. But I don't disagree with anything you said. The games played to me. If that was 20 games lower, I'd be with you at B plus. But since he played as much as he did, I'm going A minus for Bi this year.
Fair, totally fair.
Okay, his playoff stats: 2 series, both with New Orleans, one against Phoenix and one against OKC. He's played 10 games. He's averaged 22 points, 5 assists, 5.5 boards. He shot 43% from the field, 37% from 3, 85% from the line on 17.3 field goal attempts a game. We definitely need the field goal attempts to be high. Right now he's at 16.7. So definitely that's minimum. But, I mean, he's averaging 21.5. Scotty's at 18. They both need to go up at least 3 points minimum, I would say. So we do need a bit more there, but again, a little experience for Bi, not a lot, but at least a little bit to sort of go into next week with. Do you have anything else, or are you good to move on?
No, I'm good to move on.
Okay, we'll go a little quicker because those are our big dogs, but
big ones,
and all-star for Bi as well. So again, good for him.
Yeah.
All right, RJ, polarizing player for you and me, Maple Mamba. He played 57 games this year. He dealt with that, I think it was his knee. He averaged 19.3 points, 5.3 boards, 3 assists. He shot 49% from the field, 34% from 3, and 72% from the line. So if you remember, like that was one of my preseason numbers, was like RJ's free throw percentage of what I think would be important. And he cleared 60, which I know is like, really? That's not that. But, I mean, the last 2 years was, not great from the line, especially when he came to Toronto. So 72% I'm fine with. RJ drives us crazy. He's Canadian. It's cool seeing him be a big factor in our Canadian team. But I'm interested to hear your grade here for RJ Barrett in 2026.
I think we gave him a fairly generous grade at the midterms. It's just like, man, knowing that he's the guy we want off the team the most in the offseason, Sam, it's hard to be lenient with him. I'm gonna go and give him.
I will say personally that is a bit. That's a lot to do with contract. Like if him and Yak's contracts were switched, it would be Yak. But I get what you're saying. But go on, sorry.
maybe B minus. B minus. I gotta be true. It's a B minus. I love RJ as a guy. I think he's fine. Like I said, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
B minus I think is still probably being generous. To be honest with you, it's just, and I get the slashing thing. That's big. He's not inefficient from the field. Like 49%. If you look at it, it's like, wow, that's better than most two guards. What, like, the fact he can't shoot threes, the fact he can't hit free throws, defensively kind of neutral.
I mean, I wouldn't, dude. I wouldn't say
What?
he can't shoot threes. He shot 34% on 5 attempts a game.
Are you respecting him as much? Slightly below.
I don't know if you're
average for his
respecting him,
position.
but he
It's
can
below his
he
position.
can knock them down, dude.
He can shoot threes, but sometimes that kills us when he does, because he goes like 1 for 5. Like like.
Yeah, but
It's a hit
but
or
I just
miss.
read
It's
you
not
his
like-
average though.
No, I know. Well, like
34%.
averages are also, yeah. Well, it could be skewed against bad teams as well. He's checking up a bunch against Brooklyn, whatever.
Oh
like,
my god.
I'm just, my point being, like, he's not someone you're like, oh fuck, RJ on the perimeter, I gotta get a hand up. Like, you're like, maybe if I'm a step late, it's fucked. It's fine. It's RJ.
Okay,
Like,
but dude, on our team, an average shooter is like really important for our team.
34% is still below league average. It's still below league.
But like
I'm saying,
by 1%, dude. Like
okay,
it's
but
decent.
I'm also saying for his position, that's well below his position average. Two guard is like, you need to be able to fucking shoot the ball. How many?
That's
two guards
fair.
can't
That's
shoot
fair.
threes?
That's fair.
So like,
That's fair.
and we've been talking about this. Jacoby coming in, like, that's a guy that you can, that's a two guard that you want, and you can shoot threes. My point being, like, as if his free throw is up, like around 80%, and he's just slashing, he's gonna get calls. I think he probably averaged the most free throws out of anyone on our team, or he's definitely up there. 80% from the line, I can live with that. You're probably gonna get a B, dude. Like, 72% and your game is slashing, you got to be able to knock down the fucking free throws, dude. Like, that's just,
And
part of it.
that's a 9%. That's a 9% increase from last year.
But that's what I mean. See, it's just, there's too many things. There's too many flaws to his game that don't complement each other. If he doesn't shoot threes, okay, he slashes, but he's not a good free throw shooter. He's not a great defender. He makes bad decisions. His shot selection is so fucking questionable sometimes, especially down the stretch.
The decision making's
He's-
rough.
It's
rough.
bad, bro. It's bad. I know he gets like about 4 or 5 assists a game. That seems great. And then you look at, like, and he doesn't
3.3.
3.3, and he turns the ball over like twice a game. What's he averaging? 2.2 or something like that.
1.7.
Okay. I mean, man, I just don't like bad assist to turnover ratio. By the way, I just don't like his game. I like him as a person. I wish him the absolute best when he's off the team next year. I can't get behind him as a Raptor, man. Not with this fit, and I wish him the best again. So, B minus.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that's being generous.
I was about to say, when you started talking, I was gonna go C plus. I'm gonna land with you at B minus just because I think his slashing is just so vital to our team. Unfortunately, yes, holy fuck. I would say in terms of like dumb decisions late, him and Shed have probably led our team in plays I've wanted to like tear my hair out late in games.
Yeah.
It's rough sometimes. The games are rough sometimes. If we had, if Scotty and Bi were attacking the rim and that was their main thing, then I'd be like, okay, RJ especially needs to go. With the lack of attacking the rim, it's going to be so hard. We have ideas of what we want, but it's going to be hard to make everything fit, barring like 2 major trades, which we kind of want at the same time. But yeah, man, I totally get the flaws, like you said. I do like the Canadian part of it. I know it's not that like important, but it's cool like for us. Yeah, it's like RJ. I hope you have a nice series coming up because I think this will be your last however many games in a Raptors uniform. But yeah, like I thank you for your 19.3 points. You're great. You're a good slasher. You're not a great defender, but I don't think you're a bad defender. Like I think he gives a shit. So yeah, I think B minus is a good grade. With the caveat being that like I think his stupid decisions late sort of make me want to bring it down, but stats wise, I'll keep it. I'll keep it with you at a B minus.
And just to your point,
RJ has two. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, just to your point with the Shed thing. For as much as Shed fucks up down the stretch, he compensates with like steals and just heads up plays. Like RJ doesn't have that same kind of like instincts down the stretch. It seems like he had a couple. I can recall a couple nice plays where he's like I remember a nice pass to help. I think to BI to get the game winner, or like it was vice versa, whatever. Like there's stuff like that he has done right. It's just Shed. If he fucks up, Shed's like, hey, I gotta go get a steal. I gotta go take a charge. I gotta go, like win this back for us. RJ doesn't really have that same kind of itch.
Yeah. RJ has 16 playoff games to his belt, all with the Knicks. He's averaged 17.8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He has shot 42% from the field, so that's really low for the type of player RJ is. 32% from 3 and 78% from the line. That the most glaring thing for me is that field goal percentage number.
Yeah.
That cannot be that low in the coming games. It has to be higher with how he plays.
Yeah. Question for you, really quick.
Yeah.
If RJ has a great series, and I mean like a fantastic series against Cleveland where he's averaging like 25, he's not.
Don't ask me this.
I'm just wondering.
Don't ask me this.
Do you give him another chance? If he's like our best offensive player? Is this gonna be like?
Do we still lose to Cleveland? Like, does Cleveland still?
We're losing like 6 or 7, but RJ's averaging like 25.
Then yes.
I don't know, man.
Dude, what are we doing? Like, oh, RJ was awesome in the series we lost. I don't care. Like, that doesn't. Like, I get what you're saying.
I need to.
I don't want you to ask me that because, like, yeah.
Maybe we don't trade him in the offseason. We trade him the first month then.
All right. Quickly, another sort of polarizing player we've had this year. 70 games. He coming off 33 last year, so kudos to him. It's too bad dude, I feel like he's been out like a month and he still played 70 games. So it was really just the ending stretch here. He put up 16.4 points, 6 assists, 4 boards. He shot 44% from the field. It's not bad for how he plays. 37% from 3, 82% from the line. 1.3 steals and 1.5 turnovers. I'm curious to hear this from you. Where would you grade quickly for this season?
I have and I'm gonna give quickly the little caveat of like the last 3 games wasn't fully healthy. Played like you said because we wanted to win. That definitely skewed his averages. He would have ended up I think around 17 because he only dropped like that one game he dropped like 4 points or something like that. Like he wasn't and skewing it. So and I think his field goal dropped a little bit slightly as well. He was hovering around 45 for most of the year. I'm gonna go floor B for sure. I can talk myself into a B plus because the 70 games was big. Again, albeit it should be 67 if we were like we had the 5 seed locked up and those games don't matter the last 3. So 67 on 17, 45, 37. That's good enough for me. I was hoping quickly can get around 18, 19. It's fine. He was fine. Defensively, we know what we were getting from him, which is also why it's so imperative that Jacoby does start next year because we need an actual legitimate stud defender as a guard. And RJ obviously is not that. So having RJ in quickly, we saw the defensive flaws around the backcourt. So,
but dude, we still put up. We had the 5th best defense in the league. I know that's like 80% Scotty and CMB, but like I know, but it's not like they were a sieve where it was like a huge problem. We had a really good defense this year.
Yeah, I mean it's with a player like Scotty who can pretty much guard 1 through 5. That helps. Like you can run your. It's not like a Gobert where you're just like funneling him to the middle. Like Scotty can actually legitimately do everything.
Yeah. But it's also not like quickly is like Trae Young, where it's like even with a Scotty, that's not going to be a good defense, like regardless.
True. He's not awful. I'm not saying he's awful. It's just like if you can have a stud guard defender, it'd be nice beside him. Dude, I'm gonna go B, and then I would leave the door open if he has a good playoff series, which I don't think he will because he's injured. But if he does, it's gonna go up to a B plus, no, undoubtedly. But 67 games. 47%, excuse me, 37% from three. He was one of our most consistent 3-point shooters all year. He had his ebbs and flows. I remember when we were like, fucking get rid of him.
I was about to say.
Yeah, and then you made me apologize.
Undoubtedly, the Raptor who had the biggest roller coaster season. Like, undoubtedly, it was him.
He definitely cleaned it up in the second half, I will say. He got a lot more consistent with his shot-making abilities and playmaking and stuff like that. So he had his
first month and a half was rough. Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yeah. The Charlotte one, yep.
Yeah. That was honestly a turning point for him because I think he got so much confidence from that, and that's when he started to play so much better. At least shooting from the clip.
Yeah.
That was if we lost that game, dude, we lose the season series to
Charlotte.
We're in the play-in. And we're in the play-in.
We're in the play-in.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
So, and then again.
Yeah, dude, I think.
Yeah,
go on.
Go ahead. That's it.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm with you at B. It's really too bad if he's gonna have a shit series because he's hurt, because that sadly will linger in Raptors fans' minds. I won't let that happen to me. I think it'll be pretty tough for him to be that impactful, sadly. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he misses like game one, and then when he comes back, he's 90% of what he is. I think that's just asking a lot. Yeah, man, like, we need the shooting. He shot 37%. My number for him assist-wise before the year was 6 assists. He put a 5.9 and only 1.5 turnovers a game.
Really
to me, that's pretty fine.
That's good.
With how bad his season started, like you said, he really turned it around. I like watching him too. Maybe that factors in. I like his style of game. He's really the only one who can shoot off the dribble on our team. And it's just like we said with sort of Jacoby, how vital the shooting is. With RJ starting, quickly shooting is even more vital. I know BI had a good 3-point percentage, but he's not taking them on volume. Quick shot, 7 threes a game, dude. He was at 6.8. Like, it's just vital to our offense. And I respect him for riding the ship. I respect him for playing double the amount of games this year than last year. So yeah, I think B is great. I can't really go higher because, well, he did have the highs. Oh God, he had the lows too. The first month and a half, we were like, oh, this contract sunk us, like we're dead. And then thank God he started putting it together. But yeah, like, good for Quick. He righted the ship as much as he could. I think B's a great number, and knock on wood, he can get that leg right. But I promise you, unless he's like, awful, I won't really hold it against him if he has a bad series. It'll suck, but it's sort of just tough timing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything else or no?
No.
Yeah, okay. Try and go a bit faster here. Okay, Yak. Okay, 46 games, 10.7 points, 7 boards, 2 assists. Shot 70% from the field, which blows my mind because I feel like every single one of his floaters is a brick. 60% from the line. He put up not even a block, 0.7 blocks and 0.9 steals. I can't wait to hear where you land on Pirtle.
From the midterm grades, I think we gave him a C- and D+ respectively. It has gone up since then.
I think it's gone down.
I think this
season, I was
going
to say gone down,
You
dude.
think it's gone down? The fact that he played, Sam, I just think the fact that he came back and actually played 46 games, that's a salvageable season to me. He did have some good games. He had a couple games where we were like, if we don't have him, we probably lose. I can't remember the one. He had it was like crazy. He had like 17 rebounds. It was Duran. It was the Detroit game. He outplayed Duran.
Yeah.
He was a monster. That game we don't win without him. There's a couple times throughout the year that's happened. Is he a net negative? It's so hard to say with no other 7-footer because you just need to play him and hope for the best. Is he what he was when we wanted? Is he what we expected we were getting back from San Antonio when we made that trade? Fuck no. Has he gotten worse since the years prior? 1,000%. The injury seems to be doing a little bit better. It's a little bit less concerning as it was prior. So at least he's not like chronically injured where he's like legitimately getting worse as the days go on. I think into his credit, I think coming in after you were so shit or so banged up halfway through the year when we were having success and expecting to kind of take it in stride is a little harder. So I do want to, mitigate that. I'm going to end up at a C+ for him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Sam, I think 46
Wow.
games is a far cry from what we were expecting at the time when we did this last grading, and I think that is huge. To be honest with you, I think him playing that, taking the
Wow.
weight off Scotty and everyone, he's tried, man. He could have easily just fucked off and said like it's a chronic thing, and I'm not gonna play, and I'll collect my $20 million paycheck every year. Thank you very much. He didn't do that. I like Yak as a guy. And he does what he's told. He's shooting 70% from the field. He's not necessarily a fucking shtick on offense. Free throws has always been an issue for him. He shoots with one hand. That should say enough. You don't expect much from him offensively. Defensively, he wasn't great at all. His rebounding has really taken a toll. He should be hauling in double-digit rebounds. I think he's only, what'd you say, 7 rebounds or something like that?
7. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing extraordinary. C plus I think is fair, man. To be honest with you, I think that's totally fair. Maybe C.
Wow.
C plus. Yeah.
You are
He
a lot
salvaged
nicer
the
than
season.
me.
He salvaged the season.
I'm going D. I like. He doesn't really make the stupid mistakes like Shed and RJ do late, but holy shit, there's been so many games It's so weird because when he's out, I'm like, motherfuck, like Jakob's out and he's chronic and we just extended him, so I'm pissed about that. But even when he plays, I'm just mad because he's getting eaten alive. Last year he averaged 14.5 and 9.6. This year 10.7 and 7. I just like he's like I want CMB starting over him. I want him gone. That extension is the worst thing ever. He missed half the season, like you said. Like it can't be an F because he did come back. If the back thing wiped out everything, F. He does come back. I just don't. I think there's no sadder play than if the other team hits a 3, we come back down on the court, and our shot is a Jakob push shot from the line. I just think there's no sadder play that we have. I can't stand it, dude. It's such a cap killer. It's such a really non-impactful player. We're going up against Mobley and Allen, like 2 very solid front court players, and I'm literally scared of like what Jakob will be able to do. Dude, I think you're such a nice guy for doing C+. I think it's been a disastrous season for Jakob. Yes, the injuries mixed in, but if the injury is significant, well, then the contract just rears its ugly head once again. So just hellish for me on the Pirtle front. I hope he proves me wrong against the Cavs. I'm very skeptical. But holy shit, if we can find a taker in the offseason, sayonara, buddy. Like I really would like him off the team.
I'm going off the midterm ratings. Of course, the year as a whole, I think it's minimum C. But Sam, we thought this was it. Like at the midterms, we're like, I don't know if he's ever gonna come back. So the fact he even salvaged 46 games, like fuck, man, that's a win in itself.
But I don't even know if he's a positive though that he's come back. Like I
think
I
any
generally don't know
is
that.
a positive, dude. It's hard. Like it's just taking the weight off Scotty. He's not great defensively, but he is one of the better defensive guys that we do have. Albeit getting eaten by, X amount of centers in the season. It's just like I think for him to fight the injury, come back, be okay. Like of course he's regressed from the last year. Again, much more opportunity again last year. So last year's stats are a little bit skewed. It's fine. It's fine. I'm looking at it optimistically. It's fine. It's not ideal at all, obviously, but it's okay for what he has done.
First playoff stats, not really important. He's played 22 games. He started 7 with Toronto and San Antonio, 5 points in 15.6 minutes a game. I'm not really. That's just like because we're bringing them up. That's just the role that. He won't be coming off the bench. Well, he might be coming off the bench, actually. But anyway. All right. I'd say we'll do Mamu, Shed, and Jacoby, and then Darko, Bobby, and then done. Does that sound good? All right. Yeah. Let's do Shed.
Group them all,
first Raptor. Yeah.
Like,
we got to read this. I'll read this.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Well, then I guess I'll read the important stats from those guys, okay? Shed, first Raptor since Pirtle in 2018 to play all 82 games. Important stats for him: 5.4 assists to 1.4 turnovers. He shot 32% from 3, so definitely below league average. 78% from the line and 37% from the field, dude. So we talked about Shed and just sort of love the Bulldog stuff and think he's a nice backup point guard. But when we did have those discussions of like, I think you were pushing for him to start over Quick, and I was just like, calm down a bit there because I think he would get exposed and sort of his percentages are not good enough to be a starter. I think he's a great bench player. I love the 82 games. And I'd give Shed a B plus. I think he's had a very nice season for sure in his second season. And while remembering he was a second round draft pick and he's going to be in our top 8 in our rotation in the playoffs. So can't really ask for much more of that from the 45th overall pick. I think he's an awesome guy too. I'll go B plus.
Yep, I was going to say B plus as well. Lots of room for improvement, do not get me wrong. Plenty of room for improvement, but was he better than what we expect him to be? I think so.
Yeah. I also forgot to mention Quickly's playoff stats, so just really quick. He's played 13 games, all with the Knicks. That's when he was sixth man, so he averaged like 20 minutes a game, put up 8 points, 27% from 3, so that's a big yikes on 4.6. Can't be having that. 33% from the field. So when Quick has not played well in the playoffs in his, albeit smallish minute sample, but that will not be nearly enough to do anything significant. And he's trying to deal with the leg injury. So definitely worried about Quick, but we've moved on. But I did forget to read his playoff stats. All right, Jacoby. 72 games, 7.5 points. He shot 44.6 from the field, 41% from 3, hell yeah, and 79% from the line. Where do you rate him?
A, flat out. Just simple.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say. Yeah.
I would go A plus if this was like pre All-Star, because the post All-Star he really turned it up, and before that it was still like we went back and forth on him, Ojai, Grady, like every other pod. But just loved Jacoby, and he's going to be vital in the playoffs, and I think vital next year. I really think he might be our starting 2 next year if some roster moves are made. Just awesome. All right, we got 2 more. I forgot about CMB too, so we'll do Mamu. So Mamu this year, when again signed for like $2 million, awesome deal. He played 80 games, Dan, 11 points. 5 boards, 2 assists. He shot 52% from the field, 39% from 3, 75% from the line. Just, I don't know how many better bargain contracts there have been in the league this year. Just a home run of a contract. I'm going to go first on, I think, like A plus maybe, like for the deal. Like, I really don't know how much more he could have given us this year.
Yeah. I honestly have to agree with you. I think starting the year, and I remember you were like, "Oh, I think he's going to be a rotation guy," and I think I said I don't think he'll maybe get like 5-6 minutes a game.
Yeah,
dude, he's been legit as fuck for us. Like you said, for the contract, for the offensive punch, man, he's probably the second best 3-point shooter we have right now, split wise. Like he's been fantastic, and he's a great locker room guy.
Unreal.
He rides for his guys. Got to be an A plus, man. For $2 million a year, it's so hard to say anything. The only thing he can be,
unreal.
Can be better defensively, 100%. But so can fucking.
Oh yeah, but like that's not his game, dude. Like
he's not a He's not a liability, and he's also been tasked with playing the 5 for the first half of the year, which is never easy. And he plays the 5 still when Jakob's out or when his Rakip's off the court. So man, like. This guy's versatile. He's a fucking killer. I'm glad we gave him a chance, and this is his best season in the NBA so far, and I really hope he's on the team next year, and we extend him on a pretty good deal.
Me too. I would push back a bit. I actually do think he's a liability on defense, especially against bigs. I don't think he has a
when
chance.
He's playing
but
the 5,
I'm not going to hold that. I'm not going to hold that against him when that's not really what we expected. When we didn't think he'd be good on defense. We signed him for his spacing and his offensive game. He's played 80 games. He's actually averaged 22 minutes a game. He's been such a key part of our team. For $2 million, home run, Bobby. I really, like you said, I really hope he's back next year. I've loved the Mamu experience. I think he's loved the Toronto experience. We're really the first city and team that's given him like a huge role. He's thrived in it, man. I have nothing bad to say about Mamu. I think he's going to be huge for us. Against Cleveland. Home run. Nothing bad to say, like you said. All right, last one. CMB. CMB, 57 games, 8.5 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, shot 58% from the field, 34% from 3, which actually is a lot higher than I thought, but I think that's the hot shooting at the start. 66% from the line. How would you grade CMB's rookie year?
Flat A. Health-wise, a little bit underwhelming.
The
obviously.
thumb. The thumb.
You hope your rookies are more durable. The thumb, and it's like not a significant thing, luckily. So like the thumb again, not.
Well, it is though.
Serious. I mean,
it affects his shooting.
like,
it seems like
sure, but it's like in terms of athleticism and all that, it's not gonna dehabilitate his body. I mean, so like that's and I think like when he just needs a full extended period of time of recovery. So in the off season, hopefully that's all addressed and he gets the surgery he needs and whatever.
Oh, if we were shit, Dan, he would have had the surgery already, but like we aren't. So
he's such an integral part. Yeah. Man, I think 34% from, like you said, he got off to a really hot start, but it made 34% to end up, and that's the full, 50, you said 57, 59 games span. That's not too bad at all. Like, I think for a rookie 4 and you're not expecting any 3-point shooting from him, that's a very pleasant surprise. Yeah, dude, it's just a mutt. I think the biggest thing for him is you got to keep your hands to yourself. You can't foul as much as you have been because we need you late in the game.
100%.
So when you get into foul trouble early on, it kills our defensive fluidity. And, just obviously rookies always have room for improvement, but the fact he's already shooting 56% from the field is a fucking home run. On at least a 3 a game. What's he shooting, like 1.2 or something like that?
1.9.
Yeah. So I'm totally happy with everything he's provided to us, man. I just hope he can stay on the court for the playoffs and then stay on the court for the future as well. Nothing else to say about that.
I think A is spot on. Defense, so great, but again, next step's defending without fouling. I actually think he might be one of the best finishers on our team, dude. When he rolls, I feel like every time he goes for a contested layup, he makes it. His left hand is awesome. Mm-hmm. We've touched on the offensive improvement. If he can add a little push shot, something in the mid range, even if the thumb is affecting him, which I would wager it is, then maybe the 3-point shooting can come back a bit next year on a little bit of a higher volume. But I've loved what he's given. He's played 22 minutes a game. Him and Mamu, when Yakov's been out, really held down the fort as best they could. I really don't think we could have asked for much more in CMB's rookie year. I love his game. I think he can be an integral part of our defensive identity for years to come, him and Scotty. Home run of a pick by Bobby. We've talked about the guys in front of him. We're so good on Jaeger Dioman, Jeremiah Fears, and even Trey Johnson. Like I'll take CMB's all-around game 10 times out of 10. Just an awesome year with a lot to build on. So it's not like we're not saying he hasn't had flaws, but in terms of the rookie and being an expectation, great season for him. And excited to see what he can do in his first playoff experience for sure.
Definitely.
All right. Quickly, Grady Dick, F. Anyone else that was sort of supposed to be important? I mean, seriously though, like F.
Trace? Because
just got to mention
Ochai. Trace because Ochai at some point
Trace.
was no. Okay.
No, Grady has to be mentioned though because he was not supposed to be a non-factor this year, and he's just been so bad that F has to be Grady. I'm not even trying to be mean. Like that's just 100% a fact. All right, Darko won 30 games last year, won 46 this year. For me, I just want to say one thing. I wish we can still do it. I mean, it's our podcast, but this one to me will be more decided after the playoffs. I know we're talking regular season, but I'm really sort of interested to see his adjustments. Like we just said, if we played the Knicks, would he have the balls to sit Jakob? I don't know. I'm very interested and excited to see how he goes about his first playoff experience. But yeah, go on for regular season.
I'm gonna give him a fair B+. Fair B+.
Yeah, I'll go B. I think you and I have ad nauseum talked about the lack of creativity late in games. It's give to BI, and even though he gets doubled, try and make it work. But again, it's a 16-game improvement. He gives such a shit, which I love. It seems the players all love him. That's really important. It's right now, Dan. It's like the good story. It's like we are 16-game improvement. The playoffs are sort of gravy. We still have all our picks. We have not gone all in. This is Darko's first time. Yada yada yada. I wouldn't say I am a little concerned about adjustments. I think Nick Nurse was fantastic at that and just like an absolute stud at in-series adjustments. I thought, and that was a huge part of how we got the chip. I'm very curious to see how Darko handles this series and this, playoff run as a whole. But in terms of the regular season, you can't really quibble with the 16-game improvement, with the 5 seed, with a lot of people expecting us to miss the play-in. So what I say, B, I'll go up to B plus for just regular season. It's got to be a bit higher than that. Yes, I'd say, like you pointed out with BI, the record against the top teams is an indictment. I think that's 100%. You got to look at Darko there too. But you can't, like I said, the overall body of work is pretty solid. I really like Darko. I hope he can make it work. But yeah, I'll meet you at B plus. I thought it was a very nice year from Darko, with still the most important part for him to come, in my opinion.
Yeah, if we have this year next year, it's probably going to be a flat B, maybe even a B minus. But because this is the first year we're competitive, got to give him his flowers to a degree. So B plus is, I think, fair.
All right, Bobby Webster to end us off. Front office to end us off.
I'm gonna give Bobby an A minus.
Wow.
Yeah, and here's why. And here's why. So, the Jakob contract is fucking terrible, and we know that. And had he been healthy, and had he given us what he gave us last year, we would not at all be thinking, "Wow, this is such a fucking awful contract." Did we not like the 4-year extension to a guy who's gonna be like 33 by the time it expires? Definitely not. But no one could have saw that big injury coming. It happened. I'd like to think he didn't know about it when he gave him the contract. And to be quite frankly, Sam, like, the BI contract isn't looking so bad now at the end of the year. 2 more years of 40. I can live with it. I can definitely live with it. The Barrett one, it's expiring. Not that serious. He didn't even give him that contract.
He also didn't sign that one.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Not a big thing. And then it also gives him a lot of like flexibility. The Mamu signing was a fucking home run. He could not have picked a better rookie with our pick than CMB. He got under the tax with the Agbaji trade. He didn't make any major splash. Hey,
I'm not giving him credit for getting under the tax.
I'm just saying he did do it.
You and me could have traded Ochai for Chris Paul. Like, we could have done that trade. That's no credit to Bobby on that one.
I'm just saying. And then finally, like he as a lot of young GMs do, he didn't get coerced into making a big splash at the deadline, making this a bonus move. He held tidy, he held safe, and it lets a lot of doors open now in the offseason for that trade. So we'll see what happens in the offseason. I'd like to kind of give him a ranking, honestly, at the end of this summer when the next season starts.
That's fair.
Fully encapsulates the next, like that. A lot will be like riding on this summer, deciding what he does. But from start of offseason last year to now, I'm gonna give him A minus, and that's probably generous. Again, it's probably generous because
that's very fucking generous in my opinion.
Has turned out so poorly. But the Sam, quite frankly, that's probably his only mistakes, in my opinion, to date. The BI thing couldn't have worked out better. Like, if it's going to be $40 million, it's going to be $40 million, whatever. If it's an extra 5, like, someone would give him a 35. It's an extra $5 million, I can live with it. The Quickly thing, like you said, gave it a 70 games, 67 real games. 31, whatever he's at, probably a little expensive, but
only the Jakob deal was in the past year. That was the only one. Everything else was before that.
Did he not give Quickly the contract, or was that Masai?
Not this year. That was like a couple years ago.
Okay.
At least one.
Jakob, okay, so he really fucked up the Jakob deal. Yes, again, like $20 million, lock him down for 4 years. It sounds nice because of how productive. And like you said, Jakob, the last guy to give you the 82 game season was Jakob prior to shit. So you don't expect this injury.
Yeah, as a bench player though.
Just as saying, a bench player, still durable, dude. For a big to give you 82, that's really good. So, I'm optimistic on Bobby. He's been bred by Masai. He's been bred in this Raptors culture. He hasn't done anything to hurt us other than the Jakob contract, which again I can't give him all the blame for that. So sometimes shit just doesn't go, and that's where I'll stand with that. A minus, but this offseason can easily bring it down to a B minus or even a C plus if he fucks things up. So I'm gonna set the bar high for you, Bobby.
If he's been bred by Masai, I hope he was bred pre-2020 Masai and not post-2020. If it's post-2020 Masai, I kind of want Bobby gone, like ASAP. I think that's crazy great. I'm going to go like B-. I thought about going in the C's. The Jakob deal, we don't need to talk about it. It's looking horrendous. I thought the trade deadline, while he didn't need to make a huge move, like you said, like I'm not mad we didn't make the Sabonis move, but like all you did was get under the tax and trade a second for a center we never played. Like, why did we even do the Trey Steele? I have no idea.
Well, because we didn't know Jakob's.
Yeah,
like, we needed another big.
But they must have had an idea, dude. Jakob was back pretty quick. Like, when we made that trade, Jakob was back soon after that. Like, really soon after that.
I'm not going to be mad about a second that we could have had.
No, I'm not. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying, like, Trace he played, like, his first game. He had 10, like, double-double, and then he just doesn't play. Like you said, though, CMB home run, Mamu home run. But, yeah, he didn't push his chips in, which is fine. It wasn't the right time. If we did it for Sabonis and got bounced in round one, that would be awful. Like, that'd be even worse. But yeah, I can't get over the Jakob contract and just the really uneventful deadline. I'm not saying you have to go all in, but like maybe a bit more of a significant addition would have been nice. But like we talked about, this is the summer to really see what Bobby can do. The trade deadline, it's sort of like guys are available from a very select number of teams coming into the summer. If the Knicks flame out, if some of these teams with if the Cavs flame out, those are the players that are like, holy shit, he's available now. Like, this is where this summer, Dan, is huge. We've talked about it, so I totally get that with you saying it's going to come down to this summer. But in this past calendar year, Bobby's done really nothing. He's made a terrible extension. He's had a great draft pick. He's had a great signing with a lackluster deadline. To me, B- sounds fine. That he hasn't really done anything to like warrant a higher grade, in my opinion.
Fair. I think cleaning up Masai's mess is a tall task.
Has he though? It's the exact same roster.
Cleaned it up. No, but it's not like he. Yes, but the things that he could control, I think he's done better than what Masai would have done, i.e. CMB.
Even though he not give the Jakob extension? Isn't that what we're talking about?
I'm not denying, but Sam, you also can't just like he got injured. If Jakob was what he was last year, we're not talking about this contract as like, oh, what a fucking nightmare. Like, we're talking about this.
I don't know,
like,
dude.
Yeah,
there was no urgency to do the deal. There was no urgency though. He was extension eligible, but it wasn't like an urgent priority, and we still did it.
If it's a $40 million contract and we lock this guy up and it hasn't even kicked in yet, I'm probably giving him a D-. But it's $20 million. It's very livable. It's actually a move. It's actually a perfect filler contract, though to get a bigger guy. Like, I'm kind of okay with it.
To attach a first to as well.
As long as we're getting better, I don't really give a shit, to be honest. Like, I'm fine. I'm fine with. It's not great, and that's why I'll drop it down just to make you happy. I'll give him a B+. Because you're right, it's a hindrance, and he hasn't made a lot of decisions, and that one was a big fuck up. But I'm
don't you do anything to make me happy, dude? Just go with your
No,
opinion.
you're right. No, like reassessing, I think like he had limited decisions.
And I'm not like out on Bobby. But like. I can't wait to see his first big move. We have not seen it, dude. So that'll be fun to be able to sort of judge that when it happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, we're really long today. Yeah. We had to go through the regular season. That was an awesome 90 minutes, Dan. Do you have anything else, or you want to get out of here?
I'm ready to go.
All right. So me and Dan will be back. We barely touched on the Cavs series. That was on purpose. We're going to be back on Friday to go over that, to really dive into it. I can't wait for that one, Dan. It's a really fun time of year now to really get the playoff sample. We have our thoughts of, we followed this team for all 82 games. We have our thoughts of what will happen. I can't wait to go through it, to predict it, and to really see if any of these of our young Raptors can really make a stand in the playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be honest, like with how bad the tanking is right now in the NBA, it's hard to really care of the regular season. So this is the time when the chips are in the table and all the good teams are left. You don't have these embarrassments, and it's just all guys competing their asses off. And it's fun. We're back in after a 3-year hiatus. So if nothing else, me and Dan will see you on Friday. And Dan, take us out, brother.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Over and out.
Over and out.